Hello friends, welcome to Junk Journal January. Today I'm going to be working on days 4 and 5. I wanted to mention that I did days 1 through 3 on one of my Friday lives. If you missed that and you'd like to see it, you can go back and check that out. And it's to find the lives, it's on, go to my YouTube page, and it's one of the tabs at the top. Before we get into this, I want to mention to you that Junk Journal January is hosted by Meg Journals, and she hosts Junk Journal January as well as Junk Journal July, and basically she gives us prompts to create with. It's a really fun collaboration, and if you haven't tried it, I just suggest that you jump in and give it a whirl. It's a lot of fun. I personally love working with prompts because they're challenging and it makes my mind perhaps go places it wouldn't normally go on its own. So it pushes me a little bit as an artist, and I enjoy that. So I wanted to also make sure that I mentioned that the prompt for the 4th of January is outline, and then the prompt for the 5th, which is today, is depth. I was at the library a couple of days ago and I took a look at their magazines, and they had some really nice ones available actually. And if I didn't have a cabinet full of magazines, I would have grabbed more. But I did find a 2024 December Vogue, and they usually have some pretty interesting images in it. And I grabbed that one. It cost 20 cents, which is just fantastic. I really need to go to the library more often and check out their magazines. So at any rate, I pulled this image of this model out of the magazine, and she's going to be my focal point for our prompt today, which is outline. So you can see I am getting ready to fit her to the page. So I'm cutting off all of the parts that won't fit onto the page. It's too bad that we have to lose so much of her. Her dress is fabulous, but that's okay. We're going to have fun with this anyway. I am working in a tall, slim journal for Junk Journal January this year. This was recently, very recently, given to me by my pen pal, Hope Vintage Sales. Her name is Marie, and I support her shop, of course, but also we're pen pals, and it's a lot of fun. And she sent this to me, and so I figured I would take the opportunity to use it. So you can see I am simply using a glue stick to glue this image on, typically with magazines and tissue, paper, and napkins. Glue stick works well. If I was creating something for someone else, I really wouldn't use glue stick because a lot of times glue stick glue after time dries out and it flakes off and it's not dependable. So in a journal that I sell, I don't do that. But when I'm collaging, and obviously this journal is going to be for me, then I don't mind using it. As you can see, I am beginning my outline now. I am using a marker in a teal color because on the left you can see there's two pockets. Well, they're flaps actually, and they have sort of this teal color in them. So I figured I'd go ahead and coordinate that. So I'm going to go all the way around the dress. You can see there I just did the fingers. Just get all the spots that looks like it needs an outline. I'm going to do that. I did do her lips in pink. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some outlining with some flat back pearls that I have. And so I use gem tack to attach that sort of thing. It works really, really well. Grips, doesn't have a problem. Things don't pop off the page. So I always like to use gem tack when I am using flat backs. So you can see I have chosen a sort of a soft teal color for my flat backs, and I'm just popping them on there, and I just think this is going to look great. You might notice that around the hair I also did that, but I used black flat backs for that, and I think that works. And then now I'm adding 3 white ones, one because she's wearing a ring there, and then one on the shoe, and I added a white one I think on her elbow. But anyway, this is the finished piece, the finished page, and I love how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, day 5 is coming up now, and day 5 is depth. And so I really wanted to do the best that I can for this one. This one can give us a little bit of a challenge. Well, it depends on how you go about it, but I truly wanted to try to create a page with some depth. And the way to do that is to have larger images in the front and smaller ones in the back. And then the ones in the back should almost like not be a perfect image. They should be a little bit fuzzier, if you will. So I knew going in I wanted to do something a little bit different than what I normally do. So I grabbed this image from a magazine, and it's got water and mountains. It looks like Hawaii to me. And I'm gluing that down, as you could see. But now I'm going in with some sandpaper because I want to create that illusion of that it's not in perfect focus. I'm hoping it'll help it look a little bit more like a background. Now, to bring a little color back into where I scratched it up with the magazine, I'm simply going in with my ink pad. Now, I want to make sure I let you guys know I did wipe this image down after I sanded it. I wiped it off with a paper towel just to make sure I got all of the color off of it. I think I grabbed a total of 5 images to use on this page, and the one that I just put on, it's small, and it's basically like beach bungalows far in the background. Maybe not bungalows, maybe they're condominiums, whatever. So I'm trying to get my placement correct. So you see that I had glued it down, but it was up a little bit too high. I want it to be behind these ladies, and I don't want there to be any of that background showing through. I only want the background piece to show at the upper part of this collage. So I had to peel it back up, add a little bit more glue. Luckily it hadn't dried yet. So anyway, add a little bit more glue and trying to properly place it this time. The third image that I'm going to attach are these people walking on the beach, and I'm going to put them right behind the girl that's playing in the sand. Now it's time to start adding the larger images coming forward. So the fourth image that I'm going to add is the tall lady that's standing on the side of the page. Now I'm going to add the little girl, and actually I forgot, I actually have an additional image. I'm going to add a sea star. No, it's not a sea star. I'm sorry, it's a sand dollar. So anyway, since the little girl is playing in the sand, I figured I'd go ahead and add the sand dollar, and it'll help to cover the awkward right hand bottom corner. Some of these images are hanging off the page, so I'm going to trim that up real quick, and then I'm going to go in and do a little bit more sanding, and I'm also going to add some chalk over the sanded parts. The reason for the chalk is to create a little bit more of some blended lines. So if you sand your paper and then you rub the chalk in, it goes in the same way that I did with the ink earlier, the first time I did this. So you can see the girl's hair sort of flowing, but I don't want that line to be quite as strong. So I went in with the sandpaper, and then I'm going in with some sort of a natural color chalk, and I'm just rubbing that in with my hand. And it makes a subtle difference, but it definitely is there. Now, for the background, I'm actually going in with some blue because I didn't want it to be overwhelmingly green since it's a beach scene. So that's what I'm doing in the back. And then a little bit behind the tall lady, I'm putting some there. And then I actually add some of this more of a peachy orange color over the hair of the girl to blend in with the lady's leg a little bit more. Well, this is the finished collage. I hope you like it. I like it. I like the way it turned out. And I appreciate you spending some time with me today. Thanks for watching. See you soon.